Every weekend, I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannons. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride, ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
But it is a really nice move. Like the lady had to move out of the way.
Good morning, sim racing fans, and welcome to your replay broadcast of the Shannons Formula 3 Nationals. Thanks to Warren & Brown Tools, this is round 3 of season 4 here in 2023, and tonight we come to you all the way from the circuit of the Americas. 5.41 kilometre track, multiple twists and turns, big fast straight up the top end of the track with a 41-degree temperature. So I'm expecting a lot of slipping and sliding here tonight. I am Nathan ShiBBy Howard, and beside me in the comms box is Tyler Sheaf. Good morning, mate.
Good morning. How's it been for you, ShiBBy? Long time no see.
Yeah, that's been a good morning, mate. Up early, coffee, you know, we're good. Actually, multiple coffees. That's probably why I'm a bit pepped. So we'll see if that caffeine crash happens halfway through the broadcast, mate. But as you have some insight on last week's results and how that race went, you want to give us a bit of a rundown before we get into this week?
Yeah, so we can. So last week we raced for 1 hour straight at Road Atlanta, and for the top 5 results we had Phil Fella who won the race, followed by Sean Malloy. Jay Dixon rounded out the podium position, with Caleb Ballack and Dylan DeBono rounding out the top 5. So there was a lot of battles out there on the track and a lot of strategy as well. Well, coming down to the wire with Phil, was a couple of cars needing to go for that last pit stop. The safety car did throw the race around a bit, so it was good last week. If you missed it, do hop on and have a watch. And yeah, I'm looking forward to, well, today's race, I'll say.
Today's race? Yeah. It is a today's race. I hope everybody out there who has joined us is ready for some awesome Formula 3 action. I am super stoked to be on the broadcast today because all I see from our F3 chat is how much fun all the drivers are having. And by the looks of it, it is a massive field out here this morning with 38 registered Formula 3 drivers in this session, separated by a Pro-Am split that after this round will be completely updated and everybody will be moved into adjusted splits, as it is a 3-round buffer for us here at SRW to get everything organised. Huge shout out to Mr. Brad Hudson for all the work that he's doing for the F3 series, and of course huge shout out to, of course, all our series admins that have been able to make season 4 an awesome place to race. Adrian Loretti's already dropped in worst track. That is all. I feel like that might come down to driver error, Adrian. Not 100% sure, but it just might. But thanks for joining us, mate. Glad you could be here. So we are just in the practice session at the moment. I do have the ability to quickly skip through to qualifying, which we might just do because there's no point of babbling on much longer, is there, Tyler? We may as well get in and see how these lads went.
Yeah, we can definitely zoom in today, which is a good feature, obviously, with the replay. We don't have to sit down and wait for the time to tick down. So, yeah, I'm ready when you're ready, mate.
All right, mate. Let's... Whoops. Wrong button. All right.
The morning time, though.
Oh, dear. Anyway, we are now in the qualifying session. The lads are already out there. Let's see if I can pop that track map up. And yes, that is a very, very busy track for the qualifying session. Geez, the cars look good, and gosh, the F3 sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely beautiful looking cars out there. As you can see the reflection of the sun just coming off the chassis, but I do got well, obviously got a little bit inside information, but COTA is a very, very tough track to drive. Not only just the windy turns in and out, but just off tracks alone. Certain corners, all you need to do is just tip one tyre off the track and that is your time gone. So in qualifying, a few drivers will be struggling to put a time in because just a couple of driver errors out there.
Yeah, well, we're on board with Dylan DeBono now just to see how tricky this track is. He's just about to come down through the back end of the track, coming down that screaming straight. Sometimes have been put in, as we did skip the first 2 minutes by accident. Sorry about that. Minute 57 by the lead pro driver, Michael Cuttajar, and Adam Simpson, the lead AM driver at the moment, with a 1:59. So some pretty solid times between the pro and AM. We can see just how tight Circuit of the Americas is while we drive on board with DeBono.
It's a very tough track, especially in the second sector where you got the S's, just left, right, left, right, left, right. It's very hard to maintain the car on the track.
Especially with this sort of temperature as well. Temps definitely have played havoc across the season, but that is real racing, right? Like, that is what we've got to expect. So it's 30 degrees out on track right now.
I think also, not just also the temperature as well, but the setup as well. So everyone has a fixed setup, so there's no open setup. So whatever setup the boys get out there on track, that's what they're going to deal with. And I believe, from my understanding, it wasn't a high downforce setup. So coming to this section right now, it was very difficult just to keep the car on the track, hitting the correct lines. And It's just a challenging track, especially in the first half.
Yeah, well, you can hear De Bono's tyres just absolutely screaming to try and hold on to whatever grip is out there. So the more of that tyre squeal you hear, the less grip these drivers are actually getting down on the track.
Yeah, to me, I haven't driven the Formula Fords out here before, and it felt like I was driving a Formula Ford, just slipping and sliding everywhere, especially on the hot track. So these boys out here have a massive task on their hand on the warm temperature down at Texas. And not just that as well, this is the Shadow Series as well, so this is a correlation to the Formula One season as well, so that is why we're at COTA today.
Oh, yes, I forgot about the year-round Shadow Series. So this falls in line. So Season 1, we announced for 2023 that we would be running a Formula 3 Shadow Series that follows along with the real-life Formula 1 racing. So what would this be, like round 6 or 7 now then?
No, I think it's up to around 17 or something like that. It's pretty much up there, yeah. So we've been running it pretty much all year long, and on top of the series is Daniel Byrne from Kittens Racing. So he's got a whopping 2,183 points to his name.
Mr. Driver 808.
Followed behind him is Michael Cutajar on 1,809 points.
Who just jumped up into P3 in qualifying.
And then in third place is Jay Dixon on 1,772 points.
Wow, there's some big points in there. So Dixon at the moment is sitting in P11 during qualifying. Only 6 minutes in, so plenty of time for the drivers to still lock in some quick times. Still a lot of greens out there, so guys are still getting quicker and quicker.
Yeah, definitely just adjusting, just knowing what to do on the track as well, and not just that as well, just trying to push the car to the limit without going off the track just a little bit. Certain corners are very hectic, and all it takes is one tyre and that's it. So these boys here, they struggle from the get-go, but along the way they just get quicker and quicker.
That's what we're hoping to see. Oh, as we see Jay Dixon, exactly what you're saying, just get a little bit of his right tyre off the side of the track there. Probably a little bit of acceleration onto it out of the corner to get a good run, and just clips that AstroTurf, and around he goes. So good chance we might see a bit of that this morning. This is a sprint round, so we will be having a 20-minute first heat and then a 40-minute feature. We don't have any pre-recorded interviews, but if anybody is out there watching that was involved in this race last night, feel free to give me a message on Discord. If you want to come and have a chat in the comms box afterwards, I'd be more than happy to have any of the F3 drivers come along and have a chat this morning and just let us know how they felt the race went, and at least we can shout out some of our drivers. But De Bono now, geez, this guy is quick in like anything that he races in, is he? So he's just jumped up to the top of the table with a 157.773, outdoing Michael Cutajar, who is still a privateer. Over multiple seasons, I have seen Cutajar just doesn't need a race team. He's out here to race and race fast, and that is exactly what he does. Ultimate Dirt TV has joined in. How we doing this morning, Brett? Hope you are doing well, mate. You weren't there. Hope this helps. Thanks, buddy. Hey, mate, did you make it down to IEM Sydney? I've been watching some of the matches, mate. It has been absolutely phenomenal. All right, just have a quick look across the board. What have we got? We're watching Cutajar drop down here to Mr. Andrew Johnston. Adam Simpson sitting tops of the AMs, 159.438. Dan Batouche not far off, though, with a .857. And Matty Gerard right on the back of his tail with a .908.
It's really good to see the boys out there just putting some really competitive lap times against their class and drivers around them. So it is going to be very competitive out there for the race, with a lot of drivers battling side by side.
Brett's just said he lives in Sydney, and yes, he'll be going to the IEM. Mate, you are a lucky bastard, and he can't wait. Also, he's waiting for Sheaf and for you and I, Sheafy, to finish the broadcast, because I think Brett might want to play some Counter-Strike.
He's definitely warming up for that, isn't he? He's definitely warming up for it. Now, I think I could definitely join, but I think poor ShiBBy might have a couple of homework to do.
Oh, what's a game of Counter-Strike? I'm sure it'll only be one, right? But enough of Counter-Strike as it is a fun game, though, don't get me wrong. But we are here to talk about the F3s. I think, from what I'm looking at tonight, definitely going to be keeping an eye on the guys. Oh, Scotty Barton just launched himself up into P3 from P7, 157.937. So those top three are super close. It'll be interesting to see how this battle flows tonight, especially with this sprint round first. I think I want to keep an eye on just having a look at some of the last sectors and best sectors. Oh, Cuttager! Last through with a 157.599. That is a blistering quick lap. And right now is holding the Racecraft Simulations best lap and pole position. Still got just under 4 minutes to go though. So anybody could still take this. DeBono and Barton, we've got to keep an eye on them. I know Sean Malloy is quite a quick driver as well. So there'll be a few guys back in that mid-pack, because you can set a fast qualifier, but that time doesn't always transmute out onto the actual race laps. So it could be a lot closer than what we think, but you can see right now those top 10 are within a second of each other. And Phil Vella from DFR jumps to Bono by absolutely nothing to get himself into P2. The AMs really haven't changed much. Adam Simpson still holding the top. Batouche in second. Gerard in third. And White, that's a new name to me. Bruce White, that's not a new name to me. Those guys all within a margin of like an error within each other. And same as Carew and Hodgkinson. Oh my gosh, what is that name? Oh, Tessiero? Matt, I hope I'm saying that right.
Tessiero? Yeah, it's very hard, isn't it, that one?
Chris Swadling has joined us. Good morning, Chris. Thank you so much for joining us, mate. Hope you're going to enjoy our replay broadcast of the Shannons F3 Nationals. This is the Shadow Series race as well. Chris has said the setup did feel pretty much on edge the whole time, mate. If you're not on edge while you're racing, where's the fun in that? That's why the radicals are so much fun. Hashtag bring back the radical. Jay Dixon just then set a cracker of a lap, and we'll bring him a little bit closer up towards that pole position. Will lock himself in a P8 provisionally. Already not doing too bad for the Kittens Racing team in P9. Greg Bradley, that is a new name. That is definitely a new name to me. I don't think I've seen him race in any of the other series, but good to see a massive field out here tonight. You were sort of racing in the session last night, Sheaf. I don't know how much you saw, but I don't want you to give away too much. We got bets on safety cars.
So the first race, I unfortunately had to pull out, so I have no idea if there was a safety car or not. So if there was one, I would say there's one in that one.
Man.
And then the second race, I'll let you guess that one, buddy.
Well, look, it's the F3 slippy track. Sounds like the setup wasn't what they were expecting, so look, I'm going to pin it to at least minimum 2 safety cars. So I'm also going to get a poll up in the chat, which Mr. Ty Delaney actually gave me the idea for yesterday. So these polls seem to be running really well. The ones on the V8 supercars had a cracking input, so we're definitely going to grab a poll and get that going. Last lap of qualifying, as this is a sprint session. Once that timer runs over, that will be the end. And if I'm talking too much, Sheafy, please just talk over me.
No, I love listening to the sound of your voice, mate. You love talking a lot, so I gotta let you talk a bit.
I was thinking that the viewers are getting sick of hearing my voice, because it feels like that's all you ever hear across the broadcast, except when I'm on with Tom, because Tom just talks over me, which is great. So, but this will be the end of our racecraft simulation, so huge shout out to John and the team for allowing us to get these qualifying sessions done and dusted. Let's get these results up. Let's get the qualifier results for Pro up first. And as you see, Michael Cuttajar, that privateer, did manage to pip Phil Vella only by 2/100ths of a second. So Phil Vella for DFR Racing, Dylan DeBono for Velocity Sim Sport, only pipped by just under 300th of a second. Scotty Barton in 4th, David Gallo 5th, Sean Malloy in 6th, Dwayne Burns 7th, Jay Dixon 8th, Adrian Loretti and Greg Bradley will round out your top 10 for the pros. And your AMs, Adam Simpson from Fishy Motorsports, Mr. Dan Batouche from ETS Motorsport, and Matty Gerard, Velocity Sim Labs are your top 3. Callan Hodgkinson, Matt Tessierio, Michael Carew, Brad Hudson, Cam Hardwick, and Danny Madison. And Tyler Sheaf, you actually managed to qualify in the top 10, mate, so well done. Unfortunately, you didn't get to finish your race, which is a bit upsetting, mate, but look, you're out there and you got your name in the top 10, so be good to see you back out there, mate, next week. But we're gonna...
Yeah, that's the aim of the game, mate.
Yeah, that's...
aim of the game to come back.
That's exactly it. But we are going to skip the grid, as you guys just saw the results. That is how the grid is going to be. We are going to follow Mr. Cuttajar. Look at that lineup. Let's get a quick, what do you call it? A drone cam. And we'll fly through the middle of all the Formula 3 cars as they get their engines revving. This is a massive turnout here tonight for COTA. Huge shout out to all our drivers out on track as we get ready to go green and go racing for our 20-minute sprint round. And they are off, and Cuttajar got a phenomenal launch. Where's my track cams? Oh, gosh. Coming down into turn 1 now. Huge field. You can see everybody filtering through, keeping it nice and clean. It did bottleneck a little bit. Down into turn 2. The cars are roaring now. Side by side, a few go through, but other than that, pretty clean. Now down through the S's. Look at this field.
It's a very big field and very difficult as well, because all it takes is one mistake up in the front and everyone else behind just unfortunately will be stuck in the ripple side effect. But you see all these cars keeping it nice and clean, basically single file going through the S's and out S's as well, so they know that they've got 20 minutes to just make and break a couple of positions as well, and a 40-minute race afterwards as well, so they're doing a really good job to keep it nice and clean from the get-go.
It is good to see not too much aggression as we sit on turn 12 and just wait for them to follow, to flow down through. We will start shooting at some cars in a minute. We'll get that interval up. But really good to see a sprint round, especially a 20-minute. These guys coming out and being very, very respectful racing as we see the Fishy car try and go down the inside. Car 11 also down the inside, does get a move done there. So great to see not too much aggression push through on a sprint round, because sometimes we do see that where guys know that it's only a 20-minute race and they feel like they've got to get to the front as fast as possible. So really great show of racing here for the Formula 3 already.
David Gallo is currently in P4 and followed by him Scotty Barton as well. They just keep it nice and clean, stand in the draft. But I've got to say, Michael Cuttajar has done an awesome job to be a second plus ahead of Vella at the moment. So these guys here, they've got to be all in the draft technically with each other, so they won't gain too much time coming to turn 1. But There was a couple of different lines as well that the boys will pick as well. Just trying to make an overtake as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out later on in the day. So we see Sean Malloy just battling out, just coming to the S's, trying to decide what to do and just backed out a bit. You knew the right thing is these cars weren't the most stable around the S's. There's not high downforce setup at all. So it's a bit of a slip and slide, especially with the warmer temperature track. So just keeping it nice and clean. Make sure you don't hit those yellow sausage curbs. They will destroy your car.
I don't think they're a sausage curb, mate. They are a dead set pyramid on the corners of the S's there. You hit those and you are asking for air.
Yeah, you definitely do collect air. I caught one in practice and it sent me straight into the fence. So yeah, definitely do not touch those, especially in open villa.
We've got a battle here for the AMs, I believe. We've got, oh no, Simpson is actually fighting his way through into the pros. Andrew Lyden, Andrew Simpson and Shane Bowen. We've got a 3-wide battle. Down in the corner there is a car that has spun in front. 2 cars have been collected as these guys still try and go 3 wide. Looks like Simpson just dropped off a little bit to stay clear of that.
Yeah, hopefully not too much damage from the 2 cars that got caught in turn 12, but that was a brilliant battle there. 3 wide coming to the corner, but they had to back out there because there was just 2 cars on the left-hand side that was spun around.
We definitely had to be extremely careful. We will be able to get a quick replay of that as we are not doing a live broadcast. We are replay broadcasting as we get on board with Chris Swadling. Oh, just a bit of a self-spin there. I don't think, was that the incident? I don't think it was.
There's one more corner, ShiBBy, one more corner. That's where the incident was. It was further up in the field as well.
All right, on board with Darren Fahey here for the Kittens Racing team. Just overtakes his teammate there. Oh, it's a lock-up. And his teammate has gone into the side of him. That is super unfortunate, but I suppose that is what happens when there is so many Kittens cars out there. But we can continue on with the racing because it doesn't look like a safety car was called due to that little incident there. Scott Pocock having a battle here with Nathan Verney. Chris Swadling says it was just a little too heavy on the throttle with the curb. We may see a lot of that this evening. Huge turn out, guys. Also, don't forget that if you see anything up with the broadcast, any of the sound levels or anything, please let me know. And we will adjust as needed. Look at this. Look at the man out there himself with Velocity Sim Labs. Get yourself a bit of TV time there, Sheafy. I suppose this is where you're pulling over as you had to run off to do a family errand.
Yeah, big gutter. I've moved up the field a couple of positions and, you know, these fellas are really fun to race against as well, so I kind of missed out on the racing last night. But,
Simpson!
That is just absolutely stupid.
Oh my gosh! Riding on board with Shane Bowen there. Simpson just out of nowhere shoots past Bowen and Lyden.
That was absolutely amazing. I couldn't believe he'd just gone for a double overtake there in the SS. That's just mental.
I'd love to get a replay of that, but I don't think I can right now as we see Fahey on the back of Bowen. Oh man, I'm just going to make up the last names as I see fit. Dougie
Yeah,
Gowans.
that. There was a lot of drivers out there.
Yeah, get used to it. I'm the broadcaster. I get to make up. Oh, we see Daniel Byrne from the Kitten Racing's driver 808 making a bit of movement there just to let Gowans know that he is on the back of him. And Fahey and Lyden, down the side of Bowen. Lyden goes. Will he get the move done side by side?
Nice and clean there. Beautiful. They didn't make any mistakes, they didn't crash into each other there. It's a very tough corner that you can overdrive into that and go off the track very easily, but both of the drivers did the right thing and they're still side by side coming to the second last corner now. He backed out a bit, just trying to set himself up as well.
His teammate just got a little caught up there. Don't think he expected, so Fahey got a little caught on the back of Leiden there. Don't think he expected his teammate to slow up so much. He's going to tuck back into that slipstream. But these two Kittens racing cars are hunting down Bowen. Greg Bradley is also on the back of Mr. Loretti, who tuned in a little bit earlier this morning.
It's amazing how close these guys can be side by side coming to the corner. For these Kittens though, they don't care if it's a teammate or not. They go nice and close as much as possible, so it's good to see that they love battling each other out there.
That's one thing I do like about the teams in the SRW League is, of course, when it comes down to points towards the pointy end of the championship. Oh, I thought I missed something then, but it was actually Bradley on the back of Dixon. When it comes down to the pointy end of the championship, of course, there is going to be team orders. Wow, there is two battles here. Malloy on Burns, and just in front of him is Barton getting a move done on Gallo. So Malloy moves through on Burns, and Barton gets through on Gallo as well. A double maneuver there on the same corner. Great moves from both those drivers.
Brilliant move there. And they know that the setup isn't the best setup, so they know they're going to be a little bit conservative from the overtake, but man, these guys got some good driving skills just to make it nice and clean, and very effortless as well. You see Daniel Byrne just on the back of Dougie Gowan, just trying to make a move. Looks like Gowan just struggled a bit because he's 2 seconds behind Caleb Ballack, so looks like Daniel Byrne going to try and make a move pronto because Del Santo's right behind him as well, so got to try and make it most as you can coming out of the last corner, setting up into the first corner as you see in the back of the Kittens car. Really good. Just it's so tough. I mean, if you get a good run coming out the last corner, you get the draft, you might be able to make it into turn one, but unfortunately the straight isn't as long as what you think it is. As you see the back, you've got Sam Katakazunas just trying to make his way forward in the grid, battling out and just in a sandwich at the moment with a couple of drivers.
Yeah, right on the back of Pete Zidler as they move into turn one. Puts it down the inside. Might have been a little bit late there. I'm sure race control would have had something to say about that. It was looking like a good move, mate, but...
Yeah, just very unfortunate there. Obviously, the driver on the outside had the right of way as well, going to the corner as well, with just two cars into one. Unfortunately doesn't match. As you see just further up in the field, we see Malloy in P5 just trying to keep a couple of boys behind him, and
just made that move around Gallo then as well. So Malloy jumped Gallo, which looked like Gallo slowed down a bit because now Burns has jumped on the back of him. Burns is going to take the advantage here.
Yeah, it could be a slowdown if he went off track a little bit. A couple of corners, it doesn't matter how far off track you are, you will get a slowdown. So he might have got caught up in that. It is a very, very tough and tricky track just to keep your car on four wheels on the track. One wheel off in certain corners will get you penalised. So these drivers here have a handful ahead of themselves, especially in the 40-minute race.
All right, we've missed something up the front. I'm going to see if I can find where it might have happened. But Phil Vella from DFR. Oh, Lord. From DFR, Downforce Racing, has managed to get around Michael Cuttajar. But Michael had a huge lead. Yeah, I don't have the pinpoint time where that happened, but we do know that Phil Vella is an extremely quick driver and has managed to get around the privateer of Michael Cuttajar. And now Dylan DeBono for Velocity Sim Sports on the back of Cuttajar as well.
He's just trying to sneak through, but he'll be definitely happy with P3 at the moment with the capability of Cuttajar and Vella. They're very tough drivers to race against. They're just so skilled. No matter what they do in the Formula 3, no matter what track they go to, they always go out there and battle for the top 5. So if you see them outside the top 5, they're having a bit of a tough night. As you see, just Dylan tried a different line just to approach, but unfortunately Cuttajar just cut him off very cleanly there. So unfortunately he's stuck behind him once again, coming to turn 12 now, trying to set up under the draft. As we see Bella a little bit on the defence there, inside.
So DeBono did just get around him. Sorry about that. I haven't built cameras for my for the Formula 3, so we'll just get a quick replay as we see DeBono move out to the left. Will get his car just in front of Cutajar, so that will give him right of way of that corner, and will get the move done. Stay on board here to see if Cutajar can fly something back at DeBono. Keep watching. Lots of battles happening on track. Oh my God, I don't know where to look right now. Jay Dixon making a move around Bradley. Bradley holding him to the outside. Now Loretti getting involved, as well as Caleb Balick. Oh, down the inside. That was a bit rough. Probably not quite enough room there to make that move stick, but everybody did get through without causing any accidents. Byrne is falling through the field. Something has happened with Bernard. He's lost his front splitter.
Yeah, unfortunately must have hit the back of someone's car because the front ring is gone. As we see the battle between these two fellas right now. Andrew Johnston just making a move on Dan Patus and made it very clean as well. And up he goes, another position as well. So even though he's P18 in the pros, but he's still battling out against damn drivers as well. They have the rights as well to battle you out there on the track no matter what class they are. You see Daniel Fay is coming to turn one to see the car in front of him just going a little bit wide there. Not the best to go too far wide there because you will get a slowdown, but that would definitely be an off track. So the limit is of, I think it was 25 last night. So it is very easy to pick up 25 limits if you go off the track twice every lap. You can see Faye just settling in P15, just eyeing off Greg Bradley ahead of him, so just trying to make a move, but unfortunately Greg's a little bit too quick at the moment, just keeping it nice and clean.
Right, Mr. Scotty Rattler Van Loon has joined us, and he said, at least you didn't say DGAF. What about a bit of dilly gaff, Mr. Rattler? Hope we're all doing well. 10 viewers out there this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. I know it's a bit tough when everybody does have to work, or if you're lucky like Sheaf and I. Although we are working, but we get the benefits of enjoying our work as we see Michael Carew inside of Dan Bartouche. Slows down a bit to try and get that turned in really nicely. Bartouche did get a better run, trying to hold that inside line as we see the locked on lads car of Nathan Verney shoot through the inside of Sam Katakazunas. Nice four-way battle here. There is a car around on the grass. I think that might have been Brad Hudson.
Yeah, you're correct on that one. Unfortunately, Brad was off the track just then, so he lost a few positions there as these four here are battling out on track with each other and technically fighting for a top 3 podium in heat number 1 for the AMS. As we see, someone just gone straight into the pits there. I'm not 100%
Sam
sure why.
Katakazunas just entered pit lane. Maybe copped a bit of damage there or something during then. We jump back a bit further down the field here. We've got Swaddling and Fritzy. Swaddling will come through into turn 1, absolutely lock that overtake in, and off he goes. Doesn't look like there's much of a challenge there. Verney and Carew, though, still heavily battling it out, right on top of each other. I really don't want to say what it says on the back of that wing because
oink oink, that's all you can say.
That is fantastic.
I love the little piggies that are annoying as well. That was pretty cool. So.
Oh man, that is fantastic. I feel like I'm going to change my Steam name to that just for... Oh, as we see the locked on lads, Verney trying to go out wide to grab a really quick turn in then, but didn't quite work out for him. Carew was able to brush him off there. Johnston, Byrne. Johnson will make the move. I think Byrne might have just dropped off a little bit there. Carew now letting Verney through, or Verney just getting a great run using that draft assistance through there. We are 15 minutes into this Heat 1. What a cracker of a race. The F3 drivers really know how to turn it on. Rattler says they've never raced on open wheel. It looks like a lot of fun, mate. I love the F3s. High downforce open wheels are a bunch of fun. If you enjoyed driving the Radical, if you've ever jumped out there, I'm going to bring this up so often when we talk about high downforce cars. If you've ever driven the Radical, mate, you would highly enjoy the F3.
Yeah, the F3 is a little bit different to your closed wheelers, you know. All it takes is one bump or one love tap and your car might be destroyed. So it is very challenging to race side by side against these boys, but in saying that, a lot of them are very skilled and they love a bit of clean racing. So normally if you see a mistake out there, it's just unfortunately it's just a way how open wheelers are. So they're very tough to compete side by side without making a mistake. As you see Phil Vella in the lead in front of the Bono, and Cottage just fallen back a bit. I reckon he might have a little bit of damage because his lap pace had been a little bit slower than the two ahead of him, so maybe just got a little bit of damage, might have hit a curb or something like that, and yeah, just lost a little bit of power in his car because Bartoon is actually closing up on him as well.
Yeah, Barton is definitely starting to close that gap. Phil Vella just locked in the fastest lap of this session of the 157.29. He will hold the Racecraft Simulations fastest lap for this session right now. Cuttajar's not too far off their pace though. Only 200th of a second behind De Bono, and at the moment being a sprint session, still sitting in third place isn't bad. He's going to rack himself up a fair few spots as we jump back down the field and see Byrne falling down the field. He just lost 3 spots.
And the front wing as well.
Yeah, he lost that a bit earlier in the race. So that's probably definitely affecting his speed at the moment and just allowing a few of the other drivers to take advantage of that and make their way through. Adam Simpson right now, overall in P13, is our top AMS driver for the Fishy Motorsports. He has a 3-second gap back to Andrew Lydon. And Hodgkinson, the next AM driver, is 11 seconds behind. So Adam Simpson really showing us what this AMS driver can do out here at COTA.
No, doing a really good job, man. If he just sticks like to the back of the cars ahead of him, that's just a little bit faster, he'll be able to stay in the draft and just keep his lap time out very, very quick compared to a couple other boys just further back. They might be battling a little bit too much against all the other cars around them rather than working as a team. So yeah, he's played a very smart game to be highly up on the field and not out of reach at the moment for the invert top 10, so anything can still happen in the next lap or so.
100%, mate. Not long left to go. 19 minutes. I'm assuming we should see Barney, if he's doing his job, out very soon. I'm just going to get the track map up and see where Mr. Vella is, car number 42. There is so many cars. Oh, there he is. He's coming towards the final 2 corners now. Whoa, bit of a slide there. Catches it really nicely, though. 19 minutes into this session, I'm expecting to see a white flag. There is Barney. Hello, Barney. Oh, yeah, there he is. White flag. This will be the final lap of Heat 1. Guys, there is a poll up. The question is, will Rain or Next Gen V8s come first into iRacing? Get those votes in. Not that it's going to make a big difference, but I want to know what you think will get released first. We have a battle. Barton has now really caught the back of Cuttajar, but hits one of those pyramids.
That would hurt.
We saw a lot of movement then, and he dropped right back off the back of Cuttajar. He is falling even further back off. So that's definitely probably done a bit of damage. Adrian Loretti, Caleb Balick now. We saw them have a bit of a tussle. Loretti will get the move done on Balick.
Well, this is technically the battle for pole position at the moment with these 3 fellas just battling out. Currently, Caleb has pole position for the next race, but he does have a kitten car right behind him and David Gallo. But it's gone on the outside of turn 11 and a little bit off track. Oh, hopefully that is not a slowdown there, but he's keeping it on the pedal, so he might have just gotten away with it. Beautiful view. David Gallo get to see these two drivers ahead of him battle side by side coming into turn 12. This is the battle for P9, but technically pole position for the next race, and looks like Caleb just gone a little bit deeper and got it from already. So beautiful move there. They both know that if they keep it nice and clean, they will be starting in the front row for the next race, but they still need to battle out with Gallo and Del Santo just popping out of nowhere.
Oh no!
Oh no, there's contact!
Big contact on the last lap. Oh, and he's taken out. Oh, is that another kittens on kittens? That is unfortunate. That was not going to be avoidable. Unfortunately, Gallo had lost control. Nowhere to go as the cars came around.
And this should allow Leiden to overtake as well for P11. But we see Valar taking out a victory in heat number 1 in today's 20-minute sprint, followed by Dylan De Bono and Scotty Barton as well in P3. So he managed to get Cuttager after all, even though he hit the pyramid on the last lap. So good on him for finishing on the podium as well.
Oh, Scotty Barton did get Cuttager. We missed that, too busy watching the battle for pole position. Let's see if I can do... So who am I looking for? Scott Barton getting Cuttager. Let me see if we... Here we are. Movie magic. Here's the overtake that put Barton up into P3 for our heat race. I definitely think Cuttager was struggling. It looked like he really didn't put up much of a fight there, and just sort of let Barton through.
Yeah, he definitely must have some damage, because unfortunately he just completely dropped off the pace after being in the lead for a fair chunk of the race.
Adam Simpson.
All
right, mate, go.
Oh, I was just yeah, very unfortunate for him, but hopefully he can recover in the next race. So we see Adam Simpson taking out the victory for the AM drivers in 15 seconds ahead of P2, which is a phenomenal job. I'm not 100% sure. Where was he overall, Simpson?
Simpson overall, mate, finished in P13. So he might be one of those drivers that gets reassessed whether they fall into pro or AM. But I believe it's going to go pro, semi-pro AM, isn't it?
Yes, it's going to be Pro-Am and Am, and Adam Simpson's name is under the Pro-Am, so he's in the middle class.
Yep, you can see that with the performance tonight. And Callan Hodgkinson, great performance for him, taking out P2 in the heat race for the AMs. And Dan Batouche in overall 21st will take out P3 for the AMs as well. Really exciting 20-minute first heat. The F3s certainly know how to turn it on. Super close battling, a lot of respect shown. And yeah, pumped to be able to do this broadcast for everybody. I'm probably going to lose my voice again at the end of this. Really got to get some lozenges.
You got a couple of hours of resting, mate, before tonight, so I think you should be okay. Only one extra broadcast today compared to last week. You had 3 broadcasts, so
it was good fun. Good fun. Phil Vella for Downforce Racing. He is one of those drivers that just, I don't know, outstanding performances week in, week out. Great to see Dylan De Bono for Velocity Sim Lab up on the podium as well.
Yeah, it's good to see that he's competing, because I think that's now his 3rd podium so far this season, so he's been very, very quick at the moment, and yeah, hopefully you can just continue battling on with Phil Vella and the counter jars and that, so it's really good to see new challenges up there fighting for the podium.
Agreed, mate, agreed. There is your Shannons Formula 3 Nationals for round 3 here, season 4 of 2023 here at Circuit of Americas. This is your Heat 1 results, overall standings. Phil Vella, Dylan DeBono, Scott Barden, Michael Cuttajar, Sean Malloy, Dwayne Burns, Jay Dixon, Greg Bradley, Caleb Bailek, and Adrian Loretti will round out your top 10. You can see Adam Simpson slotting himself up into P11 overall. Andrew Lydon, Brett Del Santo, Shane Bowen, Scott Pocock, Callan Hodgkinson, David Gallo, Dougie Guns Out Gowans, Andrew Johnston, and Dan Batouche will round out your top 20. Solid race here for our first heat tonight. So our reverse top 10 grid will put Adrian Loretti on pole. Caleb Bailek will line up next to him. Row 2 will be Greg Bradley and Jay Dixon. Row 3 will be Dwayne Burns and Sean Malloy. Row 4 will be Michael Cuttajar and Scott Barton, and row 5 will be Dylan DeBono and Phil Vella. There is a 10-minute warm-up session right now, but with the magic of movie magic, we can quickly get through the warm-up and get through to the feature. Stop, rewind, hold up, wait a minute. There we go. Quick fix. We don't need to watch that 10-minute warm-up. Not much to talk about, to be honest. The race said it all. But we are get ready to go racing for our 40-minute heat here tonight. Oh, hang on a second. Pause. SDK hasn't updated the... There we go. All right, play. All right, on board with Adrian Loretti for Kittens Racing. We are getting ready to go green again. Listen to those roar, and they are off and racing. That is a solid start for the whole front field. A bit of mishmash in the back there. We'll get racing up through into turn 1. A lot of movement in the back of that field as everybody tries to filter around this tight left-hand corner. Everybody has managed to get through cleanly. Loretti is away as we come down through the S's for the first time for our feature race. Everybody tucking in, single file right now. One car on the outside there. But they're going to keep moving through smoothly.
Loretti had such a great start. He's already almost a second ahead of Bradley already from the get-go, so he's done a really good job. But Bradley as well, making sure he gets into P2 as well in front of Caleb Bailek, because Bailek just under pressure from Jay Dixon coming to turn 11, but Bailek just went on to the inside and defended it. He knows that he is in a good position to fight for a top 3 position. He's not a slow coach. He did finish top 5 last week at Road Atlanta, so we're definitely going to try and make sure he get a bit of a comeback in today's race. As you see, Jay Dixon coming to P12, looking at the inside, but once again, Caleb has gone and defended his position, which is rightly so. As we go a little bit further back in the pack, we see P10 in the pros, just trying to do his best, Dylan DeVano, but it's just keeping it nice and clean. Unfortunately, I don't think he had the best of the start. You know, normally he gains a couple of positions from the get-go, so a bit of a battle pack. As we see, there's a massive mishap in the amps. I just saw someone falling down the grid, unfortunately, so it looks like there's been a bit of contact out there on track further back, and he's off the track as well. For
Tessiero.
Yeah, Tessiero. Might have a little bit of damage there as we go further back up. As we see,
Bono's in the pits.
The Bono's in the pits.
Did he get a drive-through off the bat? That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on that where he comes out. We don't want to miss the battles as we see Sean Malloy, Phil Vella, Michael Cuttajar, all extremely close to top of each other. Malloy is trying to get a run on Cuttajar. Jump back on board. I love sitting inside the cockpit with the Formula 3s. There is a really close battle in the back now. Oh, Vernie was right on the back of Swaddling. We hear Vernie hitting that rev limiter. Keep that car pinned through those corners.
Yeah, just got to be really careful not to be too fast in those corners because you will not make the next corner. But as we see, oh no,
Okay,
was that just massive contact there?
I don't know if it was contact, but I saw Caleb. Oh no, Caleb and Jay right on top of each other. The SDK didn't know what to tell me. Both gave me no interval for them because they were so close.
Caleb defending the inside, Jay's on the outside coming to turn 12. Jay's gone a little bit off track there, but I think it's only going to be 1x, and he has made the move into turn 13, so Caleb definitely not backing out though. He's got to try and shut him out in the next corner or two, and back down a little bit, just giving it off the questions. We see Nathan Burney being caught in an incident with Hudson by looks as well, so unfortunately there's a bit of contact further back in the pack as we see Doug Gowan's up P14, in P14, but he's gone up a couple of positions I believe as well from the get-go and start, which is good to see. There's still P14 in the class, so even though he has the 0, he has gone up a couple of positions overall with a few drivers falling back a bit. Alan Hodgkinson in P2 for the AM drivers stuck in a sandwich of pros as we see the Kittens car right behind him just slowly creeping up. It's gone for the inside for turn 1. See how this plays out now. It looks like
There's a fishy car. That's Adam Simpson around in front of him. Hopefully everybody else gets through there. Simpson's back on track, so we should be okay.
So we are going further back up to Caleb Ballock, but I'm guessing there's something that happened further back as well.
Matty Gerard's gone into the pits. Pete Zeidler has gone off track, which has now got Vernie around him. So Vernie's going to hopefully start making up spots here after his little incident and spin. Jump back up to the front. Loretti, though, just set the fastest lap of the session, so we'll hold that Racecraft Simulation's best lap for the meantime. But he got a phenomenal start and is pulling away, but we do have 40 minutes here, so only 5 minutes in, long race to go. Greg Bradley for Andreg Racing in P2, up 8 spots. No, that's all broken.
Yeah, he's up a couple positions from the race start, so unfortunately a few drivers have lost positions. You see Michael Cuttajar, he is in P7 at the moment, and he's just unfortunately struggling to move up the grid. Once again, stuck behind Phil Bella as well, so he's done a good job. Already gained 4 positions from the get-go, but unfortunately Cuttajar just struggling a little bit on pace here. He's on the back of Villa coming into the back straight, or the main straight shall I say, trying to set up into turn 1.
Oh, you can see right in front of him too is Dwayne Burns trying to make a move here, and Caleb Ballock. No, they're just going to slot back in. This is a very tight-knit battle here between everybody. Gowans makes it through, gets around Bowen, and Burns slots himself around Bowen as well.
Yeah, I think Burns was a very happy man that Dougie Gowan just helped him set that up as well. He just followed through and just gone, thank you very much, I'll take P14. So he's slowly moving up the grid as well. So it's good to see that even though they're not teammates, but they can work together and gain positions together. So good to see really battles out there.
Yeah, it's a great way to do it. If you see someone setting up a move and you can get in behind them as well. You played that really, really well. Phil Vella now, a Heat 1 winner driver for DFR, taking that Racecraft Simulation's best lap and locking in a 1:57.89. That is a second faster than what Adrian Loretti is running at the moment. As we can see, Ballock and Burns. Ballock has been in all of the battles tonight, really getting himself out there. Young gun driver. Still a lot to learn and a lot of skill to gain, but I tell you what, if he keeps this up, he is going to become a phenomenal top-end driver. As Gowans now Still on the back of Byrne. Didn't really let him get away, but Byrne did get the overtake done after that move on Bowen. Someone will correct me, I'm sure.
Actually, go a little bit further back, we see another kitten driver in Faye just trying to battle out and try and get himself ahead of Dan Petuso. Petuso's currently in P2 in AMS and again, just battling against the pro drivers. Unfortunately, a few of these pro drivers have been a little bit outclassed with the slower, well, I wouldn't say slower drivers, but lower end class drivers. So, as we just go to the replay, looks like something's happened here. We just...
Bit of a battle here between Phil Vella. So Phil Vella trying to push through the field, but Caleb really not going to let him take that position easy. And you can see Cuttajar right on the back of Vella as well, just letting him know he's there. Coming through the S's. That is extremely fast. And then we've got Sean Malloy as well, pulling into the back of this battle. Caleb's really holding a lot of speed through there compared to the rest of the other three drivers.
Yeah, he drives a Formula Ford in real life, so he's a little bit more accustomed to open wheels, so I believe he's got a fair bit of confidence in these cars, and he's definitely proven that he can push the car to its limit, as we just see Phil Vella do really an entry and exit as well into out of turn 11, setting up turn 12 onto Caleb, who's going to go onto the inside. Unfortunately, I reckon Caleb's going to be a bit of a sitting duck at the moment, just wait and see who's going to be the last one to break coming into turn 12. And Caleb decided to back out a little bit and just try to put in and out, but Phil Vella just brilliant move there, nice and clean. And unfortunately, Cuttajar is just slowly slipping away from Vella.
Just saw right up in front as well, just in front of Caleb and Phil battling was Jay Dixon and Dwayne Burns as well, putting on a bit of a show. They went side by side into the same corner. Lots of battles across field. I tell you what, mate, I miss doing the broadcast for the F3. It is some exciting racing out there. Everywhere we look, there is drivers on track battling it out.
If we like, we can get track map back out, and you can see all the cars everywhere on the track where they're battling out as well. So, as you can see, there's just cars everywhere, no matter where you look, and it's definitely good battling out there. So, hopefully these boys continue with
Cuttajar. Oh, big movement.
Brilliant move there, just coming into the S's there for Cuttajar. Just very brave as well to make an overtake there. You just see Caleb just... Oh no!
What has happened there? Was that contact or was that a Cuttajar lockup?
No, I think that was just a slight little bit of contact there from Caleb, just...
I don't know, that's a hard one.
Maybe a bit of netcode as well, the way how it is. If you obviously didn't make full contact with him, could be a little bit of netcode.
Yeah, to me from here, it did look like netcode. There was a solid wheel space between... Oh, I'm going to break the recording. I did, sorry. Frick!
That's just, buddy.
Hang on. I shouldn't have hit live. I forgot we weren't live. Hang on. We're back on lap 6. I fixed it. I am so sorry.
It's just a habit when you're doing live stuff. Obviously, you do what you normally do, and unfortunately, when you're just enjoying the race so much, you forget that we are not live. We are
doing a replay. Broadcast. Yeah, well, it's live for us because we never saw this race. So that was a little annoying. But anyway, we are back. We are still on lap 6. It looks like all the positions are, yep, they're all the same. So Scotty Barton now has caught up to Caleb as well with all that battling with Phil Vella. Barton will get the move done. Sean Malloy now being brought into this battle. Phil Vella is starting to pull away. Dwayne Burns and Jay Dixon side by side. Coming down to this very tight left-hander. Dwayne Burns got a really good run, but look at Phil. Phil is really starting to push now. He knows he wants to get up into that P1 spot. If he can just get past Dixon, he's going to be up there with his teammate. And that's going to really benefit the DFR drivers.
Yeah, definitely a bit of teamwork will have to happen right now, because the last thing you want to do is be stuck behind someone else and your teammate gain too much time on you, because obviously, you know, he still wants to have a chance to win as well with Dixon. It's not all about the other teammates. Sometimes you want to win yourself, and he knows he's quick enough to try and catch up to the boys ahead of him, so that is his aim of the game. But Burns is doing a brilliant job to keep Vela behind him at the moment.
He has to right now. He's got to hold him off for as long as he can. Hang on, because I did that silly thing with hitting the live button, SDK's just had a bit of a hiccup. Let me just fix that for you all as we stay on board with Blaine's. Actually, we're going to drop back to Bowen, who's on the back of Guns Out Gowans. Sheafy, you have to help convince Gowans to change his nickname.
Oh, it's gonna be hard. I mean, he's used to being the grandpa out there in the team, so maybe if he gets a win.
What has happened, Greg Bradley?
Was that contact, or was it just Bradley just unfortunately making a spin out of turn 11?
Let's see if I can do this without breaking anything.
Yeah, don't hit live.
Oh, yep, he's too much power on the exit there. That's allowed Dixon to squeeze through. That's allowed Burns to squeeze through. So that is very unfortunate for Bradley.
Yeah, that's just very unlucky. But it's good to see that he didn't make too much of a bad mistake, because he could have easily flipped it 180 degrees and lose more time. So I honestly think he did a really good effort to make sure he didn't lose too much time from that mistake. So congratulations on that. But as we're just moving further back, you can see Bowen just all over the back of Dougie Gowan, just trying to make a move. But old Grandpa Gowan just parking the bus at the moment.
It's not Grandpa Gowans, it's Guns Out Gowans. We've all seen him in his rig.
Yeah, I think we all have seen him. I still remember when he first set up the camera for the first time and he loved it, and he was in the tank top. So yeah, he definitely loves it up there in sunny Queensland. See, just a battle of Bowen, just trying to set up Dougie, but unfortunately just not having the best of luck, and just not close enough as well, setting up into turn 1, even though it's a decent straight. But unfortunately these cars just do not give you enough draft coming to turn 1. As you see, he just backs out a little bit. He knows he's not confident enough to go on the inside of Doug Gowans to make a battle. But he's just got to sit back, relax, put a lot of pressure for Doug Gowan to make a mistake, and see what happens.
I'm not 100% sure the live timing is correct. Oh no, Bradley, even after that spin, has still got himself in P2. That doesn't look right, because live timing is just having a bit of a hiccup. So Bradley is actually behind Burns and Vela.
Yeah, unfortunately Bradley is currently in P5 at the moment, so still in the top 5, which is a good effort, but obviously that mistake has cost him big time. As you can see, Burns just trying to keep on the back of Bradley. Is that Bradley? Yes? No, the kitten, sorry. Not kitten, the DFR car.
Don't mix those two teams up.
Don't mix those two up. They'll be very unhappy with me, but they're just trying to keep it as close as possible. But unfortunately, they're not making much time on Loretti. Loretti's doing an awesome job, just out there in front all by himself. So an enormous job, and hopefully it pays out for him.
Just hoping it fixes itself. At the moment, it's trying to tell me that
the race is finished.
Yeah. Not sure. I think I broke it when I hit live. I am so sorry, people.
At least we can still see the battle on the screens, even though the live timing might not be updated or correct, but we can still see Jay Dixon out there fighting for a podium position.
Just trying to see if there's any way I can fix it. Because without me being able to see the live timing, we can't see the battles. But hey, such is life. We will try and keep an eye on everything. I don't even... yeah, the track map has stopped as well. Trying a couple of things, see if I can't refresh stuff, because Bradley's still definitely not in second.
And it looks like he's battling out with Jay Dixon, got ahead of him as well, so good move on that, just making a move on Dixon. I believe that all the cars had turned right, so they all look identical now.
Yep, hopefully that fixes it. Anyway, what's a couple of technical issues for a Thursday morning, hey?
Oh mate, it's almost a Friday morning, mate. It's almost clock out time for some people out there in the world, so as we see Kazuna's is just a little bit further back in the pack where he'd rather be, with Dan Batut's behind him. If the live timing is correct, currently Batut is in P2 for the AMs. If it's correct, he did have a fair bit of time to the other drivers around him, so the Sam is slowly just all by himself, really, by the looks of it, just trying to move up the grid slowly to try and catch up to a couple more pro drivers ahead of him. Just coming into the last corner now, and he's done a really good job keeping it nice and clean, but as well as that, this is lap 10 as well, so the pit box will be pretty much almost open now, so if anyone wants to go for an undercut, they can go for an undercut, but they know it's very important with track position at the moment. When they're in the battle as well, they don't want to lose too much time and get stuck out there by themselves if someone else can get a draft or two out there. At the moment, as you can see, Adrian already is in the lead and trying his best to maintain as much as possible. Or is that a DFR car ahead of him? That was probably DF car ahead of him. Jay Dixon behind.
Yeah, let's see if I can move track position up one. Yeah, so that's Phil Vella. So I think Phil Vella's in first. I don't know what's happened with my live timing. I'm absolutely sorry that I hit that live button. Just force of habit. So at this present time, I can't get the live timing to fix itself, which is really unfortunate. I thought we were having a great broadcast, and hey, but look, even the best of the best make mistakes. So again, I am super sorry. That's going to make this really hard for you and I to keep track of over this race, mate. Sort of hoping once pit stops roll through and mix up the timing, that it'll resettle itself.
Yeah, I got a gut feeling, ShiBBy, because I can see the checker flag on the feature thing. I believe it just timed itself out, and the only way to fix it, I believe, it might have to restart the race completely, but so that's my guess. But as we can still see the cars out there on track right now, battling out. As we see, Phil Vella is in the lead, so he's done an enormous job in the last couple of laps just to gain those positions and take the lead off Adrian already.
I need to practice replay broadcast more.
Oh, hopefully you don't have to do too many replays in the future, mate. Hopefully we can keep track of live broadcasting. But as we see, Phil Vella is in front of already, who is in front of If I remember his name in P3.
Hang on, we can do this. So P2 is Caleb Balick.
No, he's
no,
not P2.
So hang on. There we go. Adrian Loretti is P2. Dwayne Burns is P3. Greg Bradley is P4. Jay Dixon is P5.
So that is the current top 5 at the moment.
I'm really disappointed that this has just crapped itself.
Yeah, very unfortunate that this has happened. Unfortunately, technology is not the... it's an awesome thing in the world, but unfortunately there's still issues that we have to day, and not much we can do about it, unfortunately, but we'll stick with it and hopefully magically fix this along the way.
I love how you say, hopefully magically fixes. And I love the fact that we're both studying ITC at the moment. We're both just like, yeah, computers just magically fix themselves. Like,
I mean, I've done enough stuff with coding and stuff like that where you just, you see the brick wall and nothing's happening, and you look at everything and go, why is it not working? It's supposed to be working. I've copied everything. But yeah, unfortunately, technology is an awesome thing, but a very hard thing. But
I fixed it.
I just fixed it.
I fixed it.
We fixed it.
Let's go! Everybody cheer for ShiBBy out there, please, because he's a friggin' legend. Oh my gosh. Excuse the laugh. Adrian says he prefers the current timing tower finish. Yeah, I bet you do, mate. Oh, Lord.
Oh, like, man, there's some P1 for so long.
The AMs aren't updating, though, but the pros are. So we've got something working. So Vela is first, Burns is second, Loretti is fighting Burns. Just ignore the last 10 minutes, guys. Sorry. Oh, Lord, that was hilarious. Bradley is in fourth. Look, we're here to give this this broadcast views. We see Del Santo make a move around Adam Simpson. Simpson is still leading the AMs by a solid interval of 5 seconds back. Now DeBono is in the AMs again.
Oh, he isn't, is he?
Now he is. Hang on, let me fix that too. It's all right. I know what I'm doing. Don't worry.
Yeah, we know what we're doing. We do coding in real life, yeah?
Yeah, I do. That's part of my course at the moment. DeBono. Here we go. Let's fix that. Welcome to Thursday morning.
Yeah, unfortunately we had not enough coffee today.
I think I had too much, to be honest, Sheepy. All right, the pit lanes have started. We are at lap 13. Don't worry about the feature time because that has just absolutely gone. No, I don't want to work for you. But we've got a few people flying through into the pits. So Burns has moved into P1 due to the pit stops. Bradley is in P2, Dixon P3. Rattler says, you're giving me a chuckle on a Thursday morning. Trust me, he says. Mate, I tell you what, if you guys haven't hit like on our broadcast, please do that now because you guys are absolute legends for joining us on a Thursday morning. There has been 15 votes in our poll and only 5 likes on the broadcast. The maths is not working out. DeBono and Leiden. All right, we're back. We are back. DeBono and Leiden are battling it out. Driver 808 and DeBono in the 03 for Velocity Sim Labs. Having a solid battle here to find out who will slot up into that last position to try and fight out for the top 10. Leiden on the outside, DeBono on the inside. DeBono really quick through there. Gets a bit of a slide though. That's going to allow Leiden to fire back. Oh, contact with the rear wheels there. And Leiden is around. That is unfortunate. Unfortunate. Oh my God.
Unfortunate
Stop
there, mate.
talking, ShiBBy. Dwayne Burns, Greg Bradley, Jay Dixon, Scott Barton, Sean Malloy, and Quis Swaddling are all into the pits. That means Phil Vella, DFR driver, is now back into P1. Dwayne Burns, P2. Loretti up into P3 again. Be surprised if he can't fight back. Gibberish, it's my favourite language, mate. Have you ever seen what programming code looks like? It's exactly what gibberish looks like.
Nah, it's just such a good battle at the moment with all these boys out on track, and it's just here on the track map there's cars everywhere, and also there's a lot of cars in the pits as well, so it'll be interesting to see if there's going to be a winner or two coming out of the pit stops. But as we see, just the field is slowly spreading out a little bit, but in saying that though, it should start bunching up once all the pit stops are done and dusted, so I'm intrigued to see if there's going to be any big winners. As we see Bowen in P13, just 2 cars ahead of him side by side, battling out. If he gets lucky, he might be able to get 1 or if not 2 of them, but
So Cuttajar just got around Pocock then, and it did look like Bowen. One of the two.
Bowen.
Bowen. We're going to stick with Bowen until we get told otherwise. Did look like he was trying to have a look. So look at the slipstream he's got here. Wow, that was quick. That
and
is
late on the brakes as well.
Yeah, very, very quick move. Made that look absolutely too easy. Flew through. They are teammates, so maybe there was... Oh, no, they're not teammates. Oh, no! A velocity car is around.
That's Cam Hardwick in the 65. He loves his pinkness, man. He put pink on every car he can.
I know, I nearly called it a kitten's car.
Yeah, you just gotta be really wary if you see him battling out there with the kittens. It might not be a kitten car, so they look very identical. But let's just go further ahead in the field. We see Jay Dixon battling out P4 with Barton right behind him as well. So it'll be very interesting to see what Barton's gonna do here. And can maintain his position.
Rattler says, no more coffee for you, from the soup kitchen from Seinfeld. No soup for you. Thanks, Rattler. I feel like if I didn't have the coffee this morning, SDK would have just broke and I would have given up. I would have just been so sad, I just would have given up.
Yeah, unfortunately SDK had broken again. We're not having the best day with SDK, unfortunately.
Oh,
but
what the frickety frick. Yeah, I can fix that this time. That's an easy one.
As you can see, the Velocity Sim Lab driver has been overtaken by Michael Cuttajar. I'm not 100% sure that's Caleb, but it is Caleb.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Caleb and Doug have a very similar colour, so it's very hard to pinpoint who is who, but Michael Cuttajar, unfortunately, still got a battle against Caleb coming to turn 12, and he has the outside, and Caleb has made the move done and dusted, and regained P11, so off P10 shall I say, so good move there.
Must say thank you to everyone who stuck with us through a few of those little technical difficulties as we got back on track. It is a pleasure to have you all with us here this Thursday morning, and a petition for Sheafy and I to take over the F3.
Absolutely, mate. You're gonna save me from doing donuts out there on the track, mate.
As if you wouldn't like to be out there racing rather in the comms box listening to me blabber on. Oh, there's a battle. Malloy and Dixon were very close on top of each other coming into turn 1. It was turn 1. Oh, big slowdown there.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt a lot, unfortunately.
Who was that? Ah, that was a lapped car of Campbell Madison in the AMS. So not a big issue. Dougie guns out Gowans and Del Santo side by side. Oh my gosh, they got so close.
Yeah, they just got to be a little bit careful. It is coming to the latter half of the race, so they got to keep it nice and clean as possible. As you just see, Del Santo just back up a little bit, just making sure that he can set up for turn 11/12 as a move. So hopefully everything goes all right and dandy for him.
Rattler says not only us guys, but East Coast had issues with Tuesday night with SDK. Very clanky or clunky of late. Today it was my fault.
Yeah, unfortunately technical difficulties does happen from time to time, but we should probably have a look at a bit of AM as well. Like Simpson, it's just 21 seconds ahead of Hodgkinson, but...
He's battling Balek now. Balek had a... Oh, Balek went in the pits. That's why now Simpson and Lydon on the back of Balek. This is going to be interesting. Oh, Batouche has come off track, up ahead of them. No, behind them. Oh, no, Simpson's run wide as well. That's allowed Lydon up inside of him, and Balek has snuck through.
Yeah, unfortunately that is a massive off track there, but he's still not too far away from battling out. As you just see, Paul Vella, I believe he just put in a quick lap time as well, so he's continued warming up his tyres. But you just see Callum Hodgkinson, he's actually battling out on track. Not with a AM driver, but with a pro driver, so it was locked on. I think that is...
That's Nathan Verney, mate.
Verney, yeah, that's what I was going to say Nathan Verney, but I didn't want to...
One of my favourite drivers out there as we see Fahey lock it up into turn 1, going down the inside of Mr. Guns Out Gowans.
That's pretty close there. I love the battle of these drivers here. They can go side by side, left, right, centre, anywhere on the track and just keep it nice and clean. They know that if a driver gets ahead of them, they've got a chance next lap to remake that position. So it's good to see
that was
what's going to happen.
Yeah, Sean Malloy just getting around Jay Dixon there. I'm sure the DFR driver is not going to let that get away lightly. We are coming towards the final stretch of our 40-minute race. I don't think my session time... No, that is not 10 minutes in. Imagine that. 17 laps done in 10 minutes.
Absolutely, that'd be amazing. I just saw a car 08 just got requested tow and gone into the pit, so he had contact with Steven Sinkovic on the last corner, unfortunately.
That's you.
That's me.
That's funny.
As you see, it's the battle as well. You know, it's warming up a little bit. Gerard has caught onto the back of Hodgkinson for P2 in the AMS, which is good to see. The battle's out there, and then as well as that, Fritchie, I think he just made a little bit of a mistake, but he was on the back of Hudson as well for P4.
Oh, Barton throwing it down the inside of turn 1. Sorry to cut you off there, Sheafy, but yes, it is great to see so many battles. This is one of the most exciting races I have had the pleasure to broadcast this season for SRWTV.
Yeah, Barton just battling out with Loretti. You know, the kids are very, very quick cars, and as you can see out there on track, they're just making everything they can just to make an overtake and gain more position as possible. But there's still a couple more drivers just not too far behind of Malloy and Dixon as well, trying to make a bit of time up and get into the battle for a podium position. See Bradley just currently in P7. He's got a little bit of time to make up, unfortunately, but he's still got a bit of a chance if these cars ahead have a bit of a battle and lose a bit of time. That will drag him back into the battle for a podium position as well. As we see already, just staying on the inside, coming into, turn 12, and unfortunately, Barton said, no, I'm going to actually battle you for position, and just took P3 back off him. So really a move there from him on the outside as well. But not many drivers can make a move like that, and he just showed the world how to do it. So no, congratulations on getting back into P3, and hopefully he maintains it for the rest of the race.
I was a little confused then. I was like, wait, we're on board with Adrian Loretti. Why does that say driver 808? Because of course they promote Mr. Driver 808 as he does his own broadcast and live streaming of his races over on YouTube. So huge shout out to the Kittens team and Driver 808. Massive team in sim racing world. They started off with just a couple of them, and now it's absolutely flooded. And of course, massive shout out to every other driver and team out there that turn up every week. I think I need to start tuning into the Formula 3 broadcast, mate, because these guys, solid racing. And as you stated just before, Matty Gerard for Velocity, starting to catch up to the back of Callan Hodgkinson, which means there is now a battle for P2, sorry, in the AMs happening.
Yeah, Matty Gerard unfortunately had a little bit of a rough night last night, but he's obviously just trying the best he can to stick on the back of Hodgkinson and make a move for P2 overall. I believe these two drivers will be battling out as well, because they are, I believe both of them are in the Pro-Am, so even though that next week we split into 3 different divisions, these two will be still fighting in the same class out there next week.
Can't wait, should be an absolute cracker. And where are we next week, mate? Do you know off the top of your head?
Next week, I believe it's another Formula 1 Grand Prix, but I'm not 100% sure where it is. Just give me 10 seconds.
I beat you to it, mate. We are going to be at Daytona Road Course for a super sprint. That will be 3 20-minute races in the F3s. That is going to put on one heck of a show. So make sure you are subscribed. You have that notification bell on, because we go live. Is it 6 nights a week? Probably. I can't remember. I do too many of them. 5 nights a week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Sunday. We are live broadcasting. And don't forget, we also have the review show now live on YouTube, as well as we are also on live Australian TV on Channel 31. You can see all our replay broadcasts and the review show on the Channel 31 TV app, as well as on Channel 31 down in Victoria.
It's good to see it over on national TV as well. As we just see the battle between Lydon and Caleb Ballack just heating up more and more. These two, I think, just haven't separated between each other all day today, and looks like Lydon's just going to try and stay behind him.
Ooh.
Looks on the inside. Oh, he's actually committed.
Oh, not enough speed though. I just got, I don't know if the notification's right, but it just said Greg Barber jumped to pits, which may mean there is a safety car. These guys are slowing down. No, it's just through the S's. Yeah,
I don't think it's a safety car, because from my memory we're definitely under 5 minutes to go, so...
no, we definitely would be. That's alright, maybe Greggy Barber just jumped into the seat, because I did see Cam Hardwick crash, but I don't think it was enough, so... And we've got a battle at the back of the pack, right at the back! Oh, Campbell Madison for DFR just split the needle of Johnston. Holy smokes, that was close.
Yeah, that could have ended really badly for 3 drivers there. They got really lucky. He just went dead straight and missed them. So we've just seen Johnston just battling out as well, just trying to make a position up into the top 20 for the pros, and unfortunately just couldn't commit for it there. So it's just a battles left, right and centre for some of these boys out there, and just, yeah, maybe it might not be battling between the own classes, but the pro and AMs are out there battling as well.
They're
There's
mixed,
a few drivers
aren't they?
snuffled.
Yeah. Really
Very
mixed. And unfortunately, Matty Gerard's just come off track and dropped 7 seconds off the back of Hodgkinson. But he is still holding that podium finish for P3, so really good to see. And Bailick and Lydon, Bailick and the Kittens cars just can't get away from each other.
And that's Barney in the background waving the white flag. So this is the final lap of the race, and they're just going all out right here, right now. As you see, the Kin's car just going on the inside, the committed on the inside, but they're still side by side coming into turn 2, and I believe Caleb just had the better run there, unfortunately, which made him just maintain his position, but unfortunately the Kitten car has to maintain once again behind him, and maybe, that's a
hit the...
very brave move there. I don't know what you were thinking to try and make an overtake on the S's.
He hit the what I like to call the pyramids, and that's dropped light and back off the back of him. And yes, Ninya, this is a replay broadcast from last night. You are joining us live here with Nathan ShiBBy Howard and Tyler Sheaf. It has been an absolute cracker of a race. You will be able to go back and watch it again once we have finished. And I just want to give the call out again, as Phil Vella for DFR will take the feature race as well as Heat 1 for the pros. But if anyone watching was a part of the race last night and wants to join us in the green room for a quick chat, I would love to hear from anyone. And Scott Barton takes third and sets the fastest lap with a 1:57.16. So what a cracking race. Dwayne Burns from Cobalt, oh my lord, Cobalt Racing takes out P2 for your pros. Adam Simpson with an absolutely phenomenal drive again takes out overall P19, but P1 for your AMs. Callan Hodgkinson up there in P2 for your AMs. And Matty Gerard, even with that unfortunate off-track, will take out P3. What a cracker of a race it was. The poll has had 16 votes. Will Rain or Next Gen V8s come first? And people are saying with a 62% margin, 62 to 38%, that they reckon Rain will come through before the Next Gen V8. 16 votes on that. Thank you everybody for getting your votes in this morning. And thanks all for joining Sheafy and I. We also picked up a new subscriber this morning, so that is fantastic. We are growing very quickly here over at SRWTV, and at 1,000 subscribers, we will be giving away that Racecraft rig and seat. Thanks to John and the team at Racecraft Simulations. Massive shout out to all our sponsors. You can find them in the description below. A couple of them do have discount codes, so make sure you use those to get yourself a great deal on your next purchase. Guys, I'm just going to hold off a little bit longer as we see our podium come around. I want to know if anybody wants to jump in that green room and have a quick chat with us about our race. You must be in the race of last night. But Phil Velich, Rattler says, great gibberish call, lads, mate. I take offence to that.
It wasn't perfect, he said. It wasn't perfect.
No, it wasn't perfect, but we got it done as we see our top three of the pros lining up. Phil Vella from DFR will be your overall winner tonight. Solid race from him. Give it a rev up, lads. Let's get some burnouts going. P3 there. Oh, is that? No, that's Burns, isn't it? No, that is P3. Scotty Barton giving it a good old donut there in the F3.
That's a really good burnout there for the boys. Celebrating with the donuts.
I said this on Tuesday. I want to see iRacing bring in a bit more of a tyre compound model and have it so that you can pop tyres.
Oh, mate, see the explosion of the rubbers go.
Especially during the burnouts. Is Phil Vella going to give us a burnout, or did he not? We'll just chill here. Just chill here. No, probably not. Let's just get the overall results up. Rattler says yes, he wants a soft and hard compound as well.
As we see the results for the round 3 of the Formula 3 Shannons Nationals, thanks to Ron and Brown Tools, we got Phil Fella that did take out the win at COTA for his double win for him. Actually, he won the heat and also the feature as well, so congratulations for him there. Perfect round for him. We got Burns in second and Barton in third as well, followed by Adrian Lorati, Jay Dixon, Storm Malloy, Greg Bradley, David Gallo, Daniel Byrne and Michael Carter rounding out the top 10. We do gotta go a little bit further down for the AM drivers though, but in saying that though, next week...
There we go, there is your AM's finishing spot with
There
Adam. Oh, you're right. Go,
Yeah.
Sheafy, I've talked too much, mate. No, you do it.
We got Adam Simpson winning the last, well, technically the last AM for round 3, because next week it is going to be 3 different classes. So Adam Simpson won today's AM race, followed by Callum Hodgkinson and Matty Gerard from Velocity Sim Labs in P3. We also had Brad Hudson, Daniel Fritsch, Matt Tessero, Michael Caro, Greg Johnson,
Danny Madison,
and Cam Hardwick rounding out the top 10. And yeah, unfortunately, a few other drivers didn't finish
Campbell
well.
Madison. I thought we had
Campbell Madison, is it?
I thought we had a Daniel Madison as well, but in the list it says Campbell Madison. So if at any point tonight I said Daniel Madison, I am so sorry, Campbell. I wonder if they're actually related. But yes, Campbell Madison there in P9 and Cam Hardwick in P10. Tyler Sheaf somehow still managed to finish 11th, mate. You only finished one spot off where you qualified. So well done, Sheafy. I don't know how you managed to do that race and commentate with me here, but seriously skills, mate. Seriously skills.
Oh, it's pretty good. Unfortunately, it was a little bit lonely out there last night, but no, it's good to get a couple of laps in, just try and adjust a little bit more to the car. But yeah, these drivers, they're very skilled, and a lot of practice is going to be put into it to try and catch up to the field. So definitely looking forward to next week at Daytona.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute cracking race. If it's anything like today's race, the Formula 3 put on a phenomenal show every week, guys. So don't forget to tune in and check it out. Unfortunately, no one has been able to join us in the green room. It sort of makes sense, as everybody is probably watching on their phones right now, trying to hide it from their bosses at work. But huge shout out to everybody who was able to join us today. Don't forget to share it with your friends and family, so again, you can go back and watch it later. Massive shout out to all our sponsors, of course, especially Shannons Insurance for allowing us to put on this fantastic Formula 3 season. Huge shout out to, of course, all our drivers that turn up and put on this phenomenal show to give us something to actually broadcast. And of course, massive shout out for Mr. Tyler Sheaf for joining me here in the comms box today. Anything you'd like to say before we end this broadcast, Sheafy?
Oh, absolutely. Make sure you join tonight broadcasting GR86s. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to chatting with all you boys tonight. So
that's you and me again. That's right. Yes, we're back for the... oh, Lord. We're back for the Shannons... Oh, fuck. We're back for Shannon's GR86 Nationals tonight. Join Mr. Tyler Sheaf and myself as the Super Sprint Series continues. Last week was absolutely chaotic but awesome racing, and we all look forwards to being able to talk to you again. And we are going to end this broadcast by saying stay safe and race hard.